Stop for a moment, just for a second. Look around you.
Is there a picture on the wall that's tilted by a single degree? A faint, high-pitched hum coming from an electronic device you can't quite place. Maybe it's the kerning on a street sign that's just a little too wide, or a single pixel on your screen that's stuck on green. If you noticed, you know the feeling. It's a quiet, internal whisper. A detail that snags your attention while everyone else moves on, oblivious. This isn't about being critical or negative, it's a fundamental way your brain processes the world. You see things in high resolution. You're the person who spots the typo in the final draft after 5 other people have proofread it. You hear the subtle change in a friend's voice that signals something is wrong. Even when they say, "I'm fine," you feel the slight imbalance in a room's design, the one piece of furniture that throws everything off. For you, the world isn't a blurry watercolor, it's a vector image you can zoom into infinitely. And in that zoom, you see the seams, the tiny imperfections. This can feel isolating. You might point out an inconsistency, and a friend or colleague just shrugs. "I don't see it." Or worse, "Does it really matter?" To you, it does matter. It's not about perfectionism for the sake of control. It's about a deep, innate need for coherence, for things to align. This cognitive trait is often linked to a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS. Think of the RAS as the bouncer at the club of your consciousness. It decides what information from your senses gets your attention. For most people, the bouncer is relaxed. It lets in the big, important stuff. A car horn, someone calling their name, a bright red light. For you, the bouncer is a meticulous auditor with a magnifying glass. It's checking everything. The crooked picture frame is a blip on its radar. The typo is a red flag. Your brain isn't broken. Its filter is just set to a much finer-toothed comb. It's constantly running a pattern recognition program at a higher-than-average frequency. This is often a hallmark of highly sensitive people, HSPs, introverts, and those with a deep, analytical, or creative nature. Your mind is built to process information with more depth. The downside is cognitive fatigue. Noticing everything is exhausting. It's like having dozens of browser tabs open in your mind, all demanding a sliver of your attention. So, how do we manage this high-resolution mind without trying to shut it down? The goal is not to stop noticing, but to choose where you direct your focus. Here are a few micro-actions. They are simple. You don't need to wait to try them. First, the name and acknowledge technique. When you notice an inconsistency, a typo, a misaligned tile, don't fight it. Don't try to ignore it. And, crucially, don't feel obligated to fix it or point it out. Instead, simply name it in your mind. "Ah, a typo. That tile is crooked. The audio is peaking." This simple act of labeling satisfies the brain's need to register the inconsistency. It acknowledges the signal without creating a feedback loop of irritation. You've logged the data point. Now you can let it go. Second, the 5 senses scan. When your mind is snagged on a tiny visual or logical flaw, it's often over-indexing on one sense. The trick is to consciously redirect your brain's bandwidth. Close your eyes. What are 3 things you can hear right now? The hum of the fridge, distant traffic, your own breathing. What can you feel? The texture of your sleeve, the solid ground beneath your feet, the temperature of the air on your skin. This practice doesn't eliminate the inconsistency, but it moves the spotlight of your attention, giving the analytical part of your brain a much-needed rest. Third, the "is it helpful" filter. Your impulse to point out a flaw comes from a good place. You want to improve things, to make them more accurate or harmonious, but this impulse isn't always welcome or necessary. Before you speak, create a tiny pause. In that pause, ask yourself, is pointing this out helpful to this person in this moment? Is it necessary? Is there a typo in your friend's excited text message? Probably not helpful to correct it. Is there a critical error in a work document about to be published? Yes, very helpful. This filter gives you agency. It turns a reactive habit into a conscious choice. You still notice, but you decide what to do with that information. Fourth, create consistency zones. The world is chaotic and imperfect. You can't control it all. Trying to do so leads to burnout. Instead, designate a small, manageable area that you can control completely. It could be your desk, your digital desktop, a single bookshelf, a toolbox. In this small zone, arrange everything exactly as it should be. Let it be your sanctuary of order. This act satisfies the brain's craving for order in a contained, healthy way. It's like a deep breath for your analytical mind. By having one place that is just right, it becomes easier to tolerate the messiness elsewhere. Now for the most important insight, the one that changes everything. Reframe the flaw as a feature. This isn't a bug in your programming. It's not something to be fixed. It is your superpower disguised as an inconvenience. The ability to see the tiny crack in the foundation is what makes a great engineer. The ability to hear the slight dissonance in a chord is what makes a great musician. The ability to spot the inconsistency in a story is what makes a great detective or scientist. The ability to feel the unspoken tension in a room is what makes a deeply empathetic leader or friend. You see what others miss. This is not a curse, it is a gift. The entire modern world was built by people who looked at something and thought, this could be slightly better. The challenge isn't to stop noticing, it's to learn how to wield this power with intention. It's about learning to turn the volume down, not off. To use your high-resolution vision when it matters most, and to let the world be beautifully, imperfectly blurry the rest of the time. You don't need to change the fundamental nature of who you are. Your perception of the world is valid and it is valuable. Just slow down, acknowledge what you see, and then choose where to place your attention. Your unique vision isn't a burden, it's a quiet strength waiting to be directed.